Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us and the viewing audience on YouTube. If there's anybody joining us, we'll call the meeting to order. If there are any disclosures of pecuniary interest for items on the agenda. Seeing none, adoption of the minutes meeting held October 25th, 2022 be adopted as presented. Mr. Allen, Mrs. Malash, all in favor? That carries. I should say for the viewing audience, we have incoming counselor, soon to be deputy mayor in a few hours, Mike Akpata sitting in as he will be here starting next term. LaSalle presentations and delegations, we have none. Reports, correspondence for action. LaSalle Police Services Board December meeting schedule will not be November 9th nor December 19th. It will be called in January of 2023. Motion to receive Deputy Mayor Malash and Mr. Allen, all in favor? That carries. LaSalle Police Services Board 2023 proposed meeting dates. That's for the whole term. Board's pleasure. Receive Deputy Mayor Malash, support Ms. Houston, all in favor. That carries. LaSalle Police Strategic Business Plan, Chief.
Thank you, Your Worship, and members of the board, presenting the 2022 to 2024 Strategic Business Plan for your review and adoption. It contains the legislative requirements under the Police Services Act, the regulation respecting adequacy standards, where a business plan is required by a police service. And however, in 2021, we didn't have a plan in place, so we waited until 2022 to make sure we had our staffing in place to be able to complete a plan for our service for the next 3 years. And I'm pretty content and happy with the plan, and it was developed by members of our service. In the past, I had quite a bit of involvement in it, but I also relinquished some of the responsibility to our staff. And again, making sure that people are in the right place to put into place those objectives that we want to see. And I think the plan reflects exactly what our priorities are for the next 3 years. And again, it does take into account the 13 areas that we're required to make a plan on. And again, there it is before you, and I'm quite pleased with the product.
Any questions? Good plan, Chief. Went through it. It's detailed. We have the good plan ahead for the board to follow and yourselves. So thank you. Motion to receive. Mr. Allen, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I found it to be very comprehensive and very informative and very well done. So much appreciated.
Sorry, are you moving and adopting? Mr. Allen and Ms. Houston, all in favor? That carries. Crime Stopper statistics, October 2022. Anything to mention there, Chief?
Just two things to mention. Looking on page 58, there was some tips that were received regarding a missing person and also sexual assault. And when you see on the different news stations, either CTV News or Channel 9 News or through the Windsor Star or whatever, whether police will put reports on. I know Windsor police were investigating a couple of significant incidents that were occurring around the University of Windsor involving a sexual assault. And again, we request tips from the public if they want to call into Crime Stoppers. And you can see the results of that on page 58, where there was 18 tips received in relation to a sexual assault. So again, that's that partnership between police and Crime Stoppers coming through. And we're certainly happy to see that type of community involvement as well. So again, if people don't feel comfortable just calling the police and giving their name or their phone number, they can certainly make those phone calls through Crime Stoppers and pass along information anonymously.
Thank you, Chief. It's imperative if they hear or see anything to pass that along, and it's nice they can feel safe just going through Crime Stoppers. Board's pleasure. Mr. Allen, Ms. Malash, all in favor? Carries. LaSalle Police Services third quarter financial report 2022.
With respect to this report, you can see that there is some trending upwards as far as vehicle and equipment expenses. Obviously, fuel is a significant hit for us as well as insurance and our vehicle repairs. We're again, with the supplying of vehicles, we're looking to purchase new ones. Repairing old vehicles, it does cost us a lot more money. And certainly that's why that percentage of our budget is significantly more, which again takes into account for next year as well. We're looking for an increase there.
With the new vehicles coming in, hopefully that'll lessen the impact in the last few months. Board's pleasure. Ms. Malash and Mr. Allen, all in favor? That carries. Monthly statistics comparison for September 2021 and 2022.
Couple of highlights on that. Our CAD calls for service are significantly up. That's indicative of what's been happening throughout other police services reporting as well. That because of the easing of restrictions and just coming out of the pandemic or post-pandemic, we're starting to see the numbers climb to where they were pre-pandemic. And that's also resulted, you can see where it's translated in under the line for number of criminal charges. 14 in September of 2021, we're up to 40 for September of 2022. So those are increasing, as well as our traffic enforcement, and that's as a result of our traffic enforcement unit that's out there doing the work. And again, even police clearances that we've processed, that's increasing, as well as people are getting more involved in sporting activities. Again, that's things that are opening up again.
Thanks, Chief. Question. That's it for the agenda. Any questions, statements by board members? You did? Oh, sorry. Motion to receive the report. Sorry. My last meeting. Ms. Houston and Mrs. Malash, all in favor, that carries. Now there's about 10 minutes left in my official capacity. So before we go, we like to present Ms. Houston with a certificate and a gift bag. It's her last meeting, as she has served the max 6 consecutive years. So I will read what it says on her certificate. On behalf of the LaSalle Police Services Board, and in recognition of your dedication and hard work in representing the board and the town of LaSalle, we would like to extend our sincere thanks for your time and your input in performing your duties faithfully and impartially during the following years, December 19th, 2016 and November 14th, 2022. Thank you, Vicki. Thanks, Vicki. Appreciate it. I think it was 6 years. Absolutely. Ms. Houston will say a few words for the record.
So I'll start by, it only took 6 years to get my last name right. Nobody in particular was that directed at. Unbelievable how fast the 6 years went. It seems like it was just yesterday. I think one of the greatest accomplishments was the hiring of the chief and the deputy. I will forever take that with me. Thank you. And thank you to Mark, the mayor, the chair, for his leadership during all of this. For any questions, always be there to guide, who's done some incredible things for LaSalle Police Services over the 6 years that I've been here, and we'll be grateful for that too. And thank you to my fellow board members who've always been here to support too. It's been great working with you. And I know in future that the board will be in great hands, being left with you. And then I guess my second last piece would be, it's no secret that it's really Miss Mayu who's really the one who keeps the board doing everything that the board needs to do. So thank you for all the questions, for all the organization. It certainly helped making being a board member really easy for me. So I really appreciate that. And then lastly, just so proud to be a member of the LaSalle community and know that we have our own community police. That's important. And I think our community will forever be in great hands because of the leadership that we have. Thank you.
Just some closing remarks. Oh, Deputy Mayor Malash.
Thank you very much. Don't look at me from the side. Well, it is also your last meeting, and I know we did thank you on Tuesday for being part of council for 12 years, but we also want to present you with a plaque for your 8 years of service to the Police Services Board as chair for the past 4. I won't read it all to you unless you want me to. I know you don't love this, but we do want to thank you for your service and your guidance through the last, especially 4 years, as we came up with one of the biggest hurdles I think we've faced in a long time. And, you know, it was a bit of a struggle, but you helped us get through it and guided us to a great result with 2 amazing people leading the team over there. So thank you for your years of service as well.
Thank you. Chief Davies.
Yeah, just a few words, if I may, to Miss Houston. I want to make sure I get it right. Houston. I would like to thank you, obviously, coming on to this team, in the role that I've been selected for. And certainly you're a big part of that. So thank you very much. And thank you for those talks that we've had here and there, and certainly set the stage for where we need to go, and hearing just what's going on out there in the community, and helps to guide us. And I think just being, I guess this goes for every one of the members of the board, being grounded and just really seeing things for what they really are. And again, from even Jason and my perspective, we hope to bring that same light as well, that we just see things as they are and we'll deal with them as they come. And I think that's very important. But I do have something to say for the mayor. So Mayor Bondi, back in July, when I learned that you were not seeking re-election so you could focus more time and attention to your family, it wasn't an announcement that I was happy to hear. However, I don't fault anyone who makes decisions based upon priorities in life, and family certainly should be at or near the top. Thank you for getting involved and being an integral part of LaSalle's leadership team over the course of several terms. It became obvious early on that your involvement was not self-serving, but rather focused on the betterment of the organization as a whole. You built trust, confidence, and respect from so many because of the quality person that you are and how fairly you treated everyone. I recognize that the place I am in today is largely due to your influence and the synergy we share for the organization to be the best that it can be. My hope is that that same great momentum can and will continue in your absence. I'd like to thank you for your unwavering support of the LaSalle Police Service and me. We are better and stronger today, and our people are happy with the course and direction that our service is taking, which you, in no small part, helped to make a reality. On behalf of all of us at the LaSalle Police Service, I have a small token of our appreciation. May your retirement be filled with good health, happiness, and much deserved rest.
Well, as most of you know, I'm not a guy for gifts or pictures or TV or radio. Chief, you hit it the nail on the head. I did it for no other reason to make the town a better place. I don't need any accolades. I'm just super happy that I was part of this team to bring you and Jason here. It's a new service. It's improved. It's better. The morale's up. Things are going as good as they can go, other than a few loss of vehicles now and then, but we're working on that. But it's truly an honor for me to have spent 12 years on council, 8 years on the police services board. It's been fantastic. We've had a lot of changes over the years, but we're set for a while. So I thank you, Chief Davies and Deputy Chief Woods, for taking these positions. I know it was not an easy decision for both of you. And we had several phone calls, but everything came for the better for the town of LaSalle. We appreciate that. So thank you for the board, past and present members. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you. You'll be in good hands. Counselor, soon to be Deputy Mayor Akpata will be on the board as a retired police officer. He'll bring some experience, probably more good than bad to add to the board, but I just want to say sincerely thank you to everyone. It's been my honor to be on this board. Sincerely appreciate it. So without any further